Hello, hello, hello! I'm Kasasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy 14. Thank you so much for the follow! That happened, a few hours ago, actually. Thank you, thank you. Um, we're gonna start off with the Dragoon quests. I remembered that I don't actually need to be 50 until patch 2.5, so I have some time. But we will talk to this man who's looking at me with some serious bedroom eyes, and then we will be on our way. I'm a little ahead with the Hildebrand quest too, so after we finish 2.4, we will do Hildebrand, and we will do the last part of the coils. So it'll be very good. Oh. There we go. Sir Albert would send you on your next trial. You grow even stronger, and I speak of more than just the flesh. Aye, you are slowly but surely realizing your potential as the Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my preceding feelings is one of relief. You must understand the mere thought that the I would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have, but I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of the Dragoons. You will recall how Hadrith heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came in possession of the Eye. Tell me, Akali, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you or I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Kali. Oh, this time is 20 summers past, and the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, the others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky in angry red, the agonized screams of innocents fading into deathly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place, only long enough to lay waste to it, and then he took wing. So too did I pursue him, a man possessed. The game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with the great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Korthus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it wouldn't end at all, or end well. Marshalling 1 ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's eye socket, yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh in zenith. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed, but Halone was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing into the sky, and the battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was an Azure Dragoon no more. Laying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. The last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Estinian is one of them, the sole survivor of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estinian as mine own son, instructing him in the way of the dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. My guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen? You heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little and less of the minds of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding the stolen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem that you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the knight Hastuin awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Akali. Why is my game so quiet? I thought I turned it up. Oh, I didn't. I turned the wrong thing up. There we go. I was like, that's absurdly quiet. Is it gonna let me fly over the mountains? Hell yeah. Beep beep. I'm gonna get rid of you because you look like a problem child. You are the one who would aspire to be Azure Dragoon? Why, you are not even a Vishguard. If you truly possess the power of Sir Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard! Oh, I see. That strength! I have not seen its like since Justinian himself stood before me. Mayhap Sir Elbeck has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. Oh, look how happy my little bunny is. Feet. Those little tiny footers. I think that's just a fate over there. You have passed yet another trial with flying colors, Akali. The day when you stand before Justinian as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must remain patient still. For now you must continue your training, and when you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. Oh, finally, an AoE ability. Christ. I still can't use it in lower ranked dungeons, but god, that will make my life easier. Okay, so this man is done with me. Are there other things I can do? Let's go just check out. No, not there. I do actually think I have a cooking quest. And I think I have an alchemy quest, but I will have to double check. And then we shall go on a questing. Oh, it's raining. Ooh, baby, it's raining. Sir, you shouldn't be here. This is a spoiler. Where are your pants? Langsworth wants to... He looks exactly like the NPC. He looks exactly like the NPC. And then I turned around and I got hit with the... The no pants absolutely obliterated me. Langsworth wants you to assist Lastia with a matter of great import. Oi, Akali, you're just the last I was looking for. Which is to say, ye be the last what Lastia's looking for. She's in need of some practiced hands, and you've got the only one she'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course, but I got my own matters to attend to. Take fair warning, though, Akali. The better ye get, the more others will turn to ye. A fine feeling, being relied upon, but it can be a right pain in the arse, too. Any road, enough of me prattle. Run along and find Lastia. Find out what Lastia wants. Methanks for agreeing to help, Akali. Now I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep to the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast and refreshments. I have been charged with conceiving the menu and require help making a few sample dishes. I would be grateful if you could prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea, all of the finest quality. As a woman of the sea, the Admiral drinks liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said of her guests, hence the afternoon tea as opposed to, say, a dinner banquet. Alas, we know little and less of their tastes besides that, so I'm forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite the task, but with your help I am confident that we can serve up a menu to please. Fuck, I think I've sold all my high-quality chamomile tea. No! I sold it yesterday. I'm very, very sure of that. That is where you go to become a chef. Oh, please say that they didn't sell. I've never wanted to make money less in my life. Oh, who's got it? That's regular ass chamomile tea. Where's my high quality, Beatrix? You can be a chef. You can be anything you want to be. Bambai! Do I... Wait, hold on. Well, I definitely don't have high quality tea in my pockets. Okay, so a blood currant tart. We'll just go through these one at a time. Blood currant tart. Okay, I have some of this. And I need chamomile tea. Oh, I can make some. Okay, fantastic. And what else? Pastry fish. Pastry fish. Okay. I actually have a lot of these ingredients. We're gonna start with the chamomile tea, because I have those. And I have a very good chance of just knocking that shit out of the park. I can make 21, and one of these is bound to be high quality. It's in God's hands now. Did it. We're done here. Stop cooking. You stop that. Okay. Got the tea. Somebody's gonna need to hang on to the garbage that I don't want. Here. Hold on. You just hang on to these. Have a sip, babe. Okay. And then the other one needs a little bit. So we just need desert saffrons. I might actually have to try for this one though. Yeah. I don't have very many things. Okay. Let's see here. I'll just do it like I always do it and simply hope for the best. Excellent. That's not ideal. You have got to do better than this. Oh god, everything is failing. Okay, let me do that. How much is 57? I can do it once more without completing the... Okay, good. Do that again. Wow. This has been absurdly unlucky. Come on. 11. 13. I did it anyway. 13% chance, BB. Okay, fantastic. And now I need to make the tart, and I need blood currants, butter, and gelatin. I think I can just buy this stuff. I don't particularly have the room for it. High quality? Excellent. Well, I'll just buy the loaches. Those should be super cheap. Or they won't be. What the hell is this nonsense? I'll buy 10. Okay. I need you to hold on to these pies as well. And all these steaks. Thank you. Okie dokie. I'm gonna make some gelatin very quickly. Oh, I've never made gelatin before. Wow. Nice. I need you to take these loaches and all this regular gelatin. What's the last thing I'm missing for the tart? Butter. Smooth butter. That's 65 butters. Hell yes. Love that for us. Okay. And now we make the tart. Starting at 12%. Let's do it. $38. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. 58. 92! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank God. It can still fail at 92%. It can fail so frequently at 92%. Thank goodness. Just put all this stuff over here for right now. I know, the cooking is very, very riveting. Very exciting. I'm watching those. Emmerich, I can't look at you. Oh. Sorry. I'm so glad Sir Emmerich is, I pick a god and I pray that I crit, my quality checks. How are the items I requested coming along? Lest you forget, it's a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea that I need. All of the finest quality. Don't even worry about it. I would never let you down. Frederick was my favorite Fire Emblem Awakening character. Such a tantalizing melody of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. Yes! I love him. He's the best. You've outdone yourself yet again, Akali. As soon as our guests seat themselves at table, their noses will be enticed by the rich, relaxing fragrance of chamomile. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, their attention will turn next to the tart pastry. For an instant they are at a loss, as both dishes are prepared with such loving detail. Is this mere food to consume, or an art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness that they must deface such beauty, but the sensation is short-lived, for no sooner do their teeth bake into the flaky crust than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demands not only a delicate hand, but artistic sense besides, and you, Akali, are possessed of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I am indeed tasked with conceiving the menu for the Admiral's functions, it was my job to select the guild member who will serve as her chef. And I am thrilled to inform you that the honor shall fall to you, the woman who passed my test with flying colors. There is no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fine work, and be close at hand for when the Admiral has need of you. You lied to me? You lied to me yet? 25, 35, 28. So I do need a new little hat. Little slots for my little ears. Excellent. Oh, have I not been here in a while? What's happening, actually? I shouldn't have a new quest. Sir, I'm confusion. Oh. Bleckworth has received word that a foreign dignitary has arrived in Limsa Lomensa. I'm told you passed Lich's test with flying colors, and now you're a cook for the Admiral's official functions. Well, the time's come for you to begin flexing them culinary muscles for the good of Lomensian diplomacy. Aye, word arrived from the bridge just now. A foreign dignitary's come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to fashion the meal together. I know. Please, sir, would you like some porridge? Licht has got all the details, so you'll want to speak with her. Do us proud, Akali. Bean, sir, I don't know if you realize this, but my inventory is not good. I've been waiting for you, Akali. I haven't really gone anywhere last year. We could have had this conversation while I was still here. As I'm sure Legoth informed you, we are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them the best of Limson cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests with the taste of home away from home, a gesture of goodwill. To this end, you are to prepare a serving of decimal gratin. 'Tis a baked dish of F-tail and poppetoes, creamy and warming. This is a mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice it to say that only the finest sample of the dish made with only the finest ingredients will do on this occasion. Was the emissary that pantsless Emmerich? Where'd he go? Where did pantsless Emmerich go? That man kills me. I made this dish yesterday while I was leveling, but I don't think it was high quality. I didn't go to the right place at all. Okay. Decimal. Nutmeg, an F-tail, and a poppato. What I am gonna do is I'm going to sell my extras. High quality should be going for 300. Because they are quest turn-ins, so they will be going for more money. Wait, no, not 3,000. I didn't mean that. High quality one going for 1250. And because some people are lazy and they don't want to make it, and it's cheaper to just buy it. 1750. There you go. Now I have room to make the thing. I need an F-tail. Well, I really can't say no to that. And some nutmeg. I believe nutmeg is pretty expensive. Oh, not that expensive. And a poppato. We start at 8%. 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the bits. 16, 17. That's exactly what I needed. Good. Less good. Oh, I'm sorry. I have no idea how that stuff works. I am exceptionally ignorant. think 22 is probably as good as it's gonna get. 34. Oh my god, I'm so fucking lucky. Let's fucking go. That's so cute. I love that. One day you too will have bits, Sprightly. That makes me feel better when my friends give me bits. Like people I know. I feel bad. I was like, please don't. Thank you, Sprightly. You are so wise. Is the Decimel gratin ready yet? Remember, only the finest sample of the dish will do for this occasion. Take it. Ah, yes, it certainly looks and smells the part. Let us see if the same can be said of the taste. Oh my, simply exquisite! The crust is baked to golden perfection, and breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it solves the problem. The Ishgardians have prepared the meat in this fashion since eras past, and I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. As for the papato slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, yet not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your Decimel gratin leaves naught to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Decimel has long stood in the forefront of castle building. Legend has it the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers. I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creations shall serve not only to state hunger, but also to close the distance between nations. You can hold your head up high, Akali. Keep up your efforts, and soon you will become equal with Master Lagsmith himself. Hell yes, I do need new gloves. Thank you very much. Hell yes! I look so cute. I wish I had better pants. I wish someone would finally give me some pants. Some better pants. Alright, so we've caught up with cooking. We are making good progress. And now I will go be an alchemist for Severin, who I love with all my heart. We'll wear those new gloves. Thank you. No. And then we will have talked to all our dads and moms. I really don't care for pants, but I do need new pants. I try and keep a pants-free lifestyle. Because I really just don't like those infernal leg prisons. Severin! Get out of my way! This is my man. Hello. Hello, it's me. Guildmaster Severin wishes to once more gauge the progress of your alchemical mastery. Aha! I see you have further immersed yourself in the bog of a chemical pursuit. The time is ripe to once more gauge the degree of mastery you have thus far attained. And, as if by divine providence, a test suited to just such a purpose has but recently landed on my workbench. The client requests the creation of 3 high-quality flasks of weak blinding potion. A sublime toxin indeed. Do not flinch from the mention of poison. It only means to learn the art of preserving life. One must also become intimate with death and destruction. Yes, with but a single spoonful of chosen concoction, alchemy can restore health or cause grievous harm. This is the perfect initiation into the deeper secrets of our discipline. Do not tarry a moment longer. To work! I don't have weak blinding potions in my pocket. Severin? What quest is this? Where am I? 30, okay. Oh, Quicksilver. Hold on a seckie. Get out of my way. What is it? Close? No. It's Cinnabar. There it is. Okay. I need to make a bunch of Quicksilver right now. As I hit every other button in existence. Quicksilver. Bam. Bam. Can I make some high quality Quicksilver? Survey says boo. That's okay. We will do it the old-fashioned way. Blinding. I think I'll be okay. I think I can bring this up from the ground. Well, 3. Well, probably not this one. 6. 7. This isn't going super well. I need... $18. Ooh. Oh, I missed the X. Oh, and I fucked it up. God damn it. I broke it. Thank you for the follow. I'll start with that. I am simply doing the alchemy. And Tifa Lockhart is watching. And this is very riveting. I keep missing. It's so sad. I see. Can I buy bat fangs here? I sure can. What if we just left it in God's hands? And we just went wild. Fantastic! Get out of here, garbage. Take care that the blinding potions you concoct are especially efficacious. Ah, the creation of such exquisitely dangerous substances is a reward in itself. There you go, Severin. I love you so goddamn much. Gently now, gently. Yes, one could almost grasp the strands of inky darkness swirling in these baleful brews. Though it may appear lethal, this concoction is not designed to steal life, only sight. An unpleasant mix of bat remnants and quicksilver. My eyes begin to water at just the thought of the ingredients. Such potions as you have created hold the potential for all manner of dastardly deeds. Bear the flasks with pride as you deliver them into the hands of the Mikote lass who awaits you at Pearl Lane. And no, I have not forgotten her name. She apparently did not give one when she left the order. I know only that the lass is affiliated with one of Uldah's resident bandit gangs. Swiftly now, let us not test their patience. Are we selling... Are you doing... You said gangs? Sir, that's irresponsible. Pearl Lane, I believe, is by the Aetherite Plaza? I think? I cannot recall. This feels incorrect. Oh, that's main story. Where is this lass? Oh, it was not. Oh, I actually think no. This is Pearl Lane is by. I did go to the wrong place, but Pearl Lane is by. It's like the poor side of the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Papaya, 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 papaya. I love that music so much. When we did the Easter event yesterday, I just bopped the entire time. Or not yesterday, last Saturday. Sunday. You're the head potion brewer's lackey, are you? Let's have the goods then. There you go, ma'am. Bah! I see Severin did nothing to stop this. He should know full well the consequences of handing over such dangerous substances to a criminal organization. Confused? I am Webula of the Sultan Sworn. I infiltrated the notorious robber gang, the Velvet Hands, after learning of their plans to attempt a bloodless heist at the palace. An attempt I can only assume is meant to emulate Mistbeard and his legacy act of larceny. These blinding potions were to be a key element in their scheme. Wondering how your guildmaster would handle a request from such unsavory elements, I insinuated myself into a position to receive the delivery. His lack of restraint is disappointing, but not entirely unexpected. He is not the man he once was. Oh, certainly, Severian has always had a passion for his work, but ever since the tragic events of the Calamity, it has become an all-consuming obsession. Your superior may as well have upended one of these flasks over his own head for the little he sees of the world that flows unnoticed around him. Would you take a message back to the guild for me? I want you to tell Severin to cease his insane quest of his. At first, I thought the distraction of his research might prove beneficial, but he has lost all sense of self-control. No, my sister would never countenance this destructive behavior. I will have Wanaja returned to me. Yep. My boy's got baggage. You want to talk about it? You were absent too long, too long! Your delivery was well received, yes? She demanded that I return Wanaja? I see you have met the cold-hearted and conniving Webula. I have not the slightest intention of giving up on Wajna now. I must remain focused on the successful culmination of my greatest experiment, so that I might tell her... But these are matters that have no place in our discussion. Once again, you have spared me a bothersome interruption and proven your chemical expertise in so doing. From this day forth, I shall think of you no longer as my lackey, but as an assistant in truth. Soon we will achieve the ultimate expression of alchemy. I bid you return to your studies and prepare for that glorious moment. 25, 24, 28. I will take that. It is a good game. And we only have the one for this delightful man. Okay, back to the main story then, at long, long last. Because I have done all that I could have possibly done. Let's sort that. Pretend that my inventory is not... pretending that my inventory is fine and not a problem. It is not good. And I only have 2 crafting classes. If I had them all, oh, it would be such a problem. It would be such a problem. There are things that I can get rid of, but I'm like, but what if I need it? What if I need these things? I believe we talked to all of these people. Yeah. At the end of last chapter. I am the gamer bun. Hello, Minfilia. Minfilia would have you assist Alphino in his new station as commander of the Crystal Braves. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are in constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as permanent solution to the problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated in finding the means by which they may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or 2 would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I would be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Instance 3 for the Rising Stones. What? That's very bizarre. Oh, you've all moved. Well, let's talk to everybody. Ah! From invoices to petitions, it's a war, Akali. The desk is my front line and I have been overrun. Many of my countrymen are skilled with bow or blade. I have made it my mission to rally those with such talents to the Braves' cause. I only hope we can be of some small assistance. Condemn refugees to death. Wait a minute, that's not right. In which event we must guide them to little Alamigo, else we condemn them to certain death. Ida, what did I just tell you? I talked to them out of order, so that was a very bizarre conversation. Dispatch the first unit to Ulda. The second and fourth are to stand by for further orders. Oh, it's everyone who's been hit on by Thancred squad. You guys okay? In traditional Doman cuisine, we strive for a perfect balance, not only of flavor and texture, but also nutrition. For a meal to be truly satisfying, it must nourish the body as well as delight the senses. If Hikaru and our more skilled culinarians work closely together, I dare say they could create extraordinary dishes sure to satisfy Eorzean and Doman alike. Yes, yes, 'twould be foolish to sacrifice nutrition for flavor. What are you doing? I saw you swinging. Do it again. Yeah, Thancred? A dazzling floral arrangement, each blossom a peerless beauty in her own right. Ah, the blessing and the burden of an overactive imagination. I don't know what this man is talking about most of the time. Where have those younglings disappeared to? Making the most of their newfound freedom, no doubt. Those azure uniforms are really rather striking, but I think I shall remain a scion for the nonce. These walls have become my home, and the scions my family. Besides, I'm not sure blue is really my color. The green is my cassock brings out my eyes, just as Horae's breeches bring out the red in his. Look forward, never back. Devote yourself to the present. That is what I've learned from the Domans. Where are the children's? They're gone. What is it, Akali? And do be concise, I am rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor, though we are but newly formed, there is already great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilberd. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Akali.
Hail to you, sire.
Oh.
How might we serve you?
Oh, hell yes. It's voiced. I'm gonna take a sippy.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The ivy must be rooted out now.
This is something that hasn't been touched on in full, that the Emperor of Garlemald is dead. We don't know anything more than that, but he died. and he did not leave an heir. So Garlemald is having a big civil war, as you do, and that's why they have been so quiet.
We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
This man's voice is so soft, so gentle. We must begin by appraising General Roban of our findings. Pray meet me at the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
God only knows, honestly, Roban.
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
I know.
Ha! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here.
Damn straight.
Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you were an adventurer of some standing.
But you didn't win 1,000 matches in the blood sands now, did you?
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress.
Good night.
I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General, you wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up.
Teleji Adeleji's Veggie Wedgie. Is that good for you, Sprightly? Veggie Wedgie is a legitimate Lalafell name, I think. That's lore compliant, baby.
Well, it would seem your services were not required after all.
I
dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
I should grab probably. Fuck it. I don't have room for money, Ilbert. Ilbert is eager to continue his investigation into the Garlean spy known as the Ivy. Our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Levier. Back to the Rising Stones, is it? Oh, some of the Scions are no longer here. Actually, all of the Scions are no longer here. Interesting. We are to return from Ul'dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with retconneering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God's damn it! According to the report, one of ours was taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I am afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are our best chance we have. Come, Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing? But of course you are. Now, Elaine of the Fourth lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out and she will appraise you of the situation. Thank you for giving me a choice, Elfino. I was probably going to say yes anyway, but you really just made an assumption there. And I think that was pretty rude. You don't know me, little boy. God, I want to put I just want to push Elfino in a ditch so badly. Oh, I am not going the right way. Where am I going? Oh, towards the Crystal Tower stuff. That's not where we want to go. I was just so used to going in that direction. You would aid us in this rescue mission? We are in your debt, warrior of light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away into Castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh, or worse. With her hurts, I fear she will not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as Mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it is too late. No problem. I will just fly over the door and negate the entire problem with flight. Oh, there she is. Oh, it's so great. Oh, where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, warrior of light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I expect the Garleans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak once again, once we are safely outside these walls. No problem. I'm just gonna kill a bunch of men. Don't even worry about it. Leave me alone. Don't even worry about it. What? His cards keep getting stronger and stronger. Ugh. Well, I did my best, and no one can criticize me. Sure can. Each time you stun, the effect gets weaker and weaker, and then they're resistant to it for about a small moment of time. No, it works. It works on mobs in dungeons. So what happens is the tanks will pull from wall to wall, and the reason why they can get away with that is because the white mages can stun lock. I mean, there's other reasons why you can get away with it, but it makes it easier when you have a white mage who can stun lock the enemies like that. Holy is exceptionally good, but it takes a very long time to cast. It has a almost 3-second cast time, which is a very long ass time. And it's very expensive. Why you no cook? Are you hitting the buttons to cook? Yeah. Well, I'm in the middle of a situation. Hold on. You got buttons. Like that. Gotta hit buttons. No problem. Oh, you wanna start shit, little lizard? But every healer class has one AoE. Because White Mage has a stun lock, it takes longer. It is the longest cast time. Astrologians have something called Malefic. And that takes a hot minute. That's a 1.2 second cast, more or less. And it is a pretty decent size AoE. And then Scholars have an instant cast, but it's quite a small circle. I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Levier. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. da, da, da. It does me well to see you thus returned, though I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, but I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission, as you are wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministration, the danger is past. And you have my gratitude, Akali. Allow me to thank you also, Zion. Resh shows you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Akali, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require you to accompany me to Corthus. I have been granted an audience with an Guardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. An influential Ishgardian wishes to meet the Warrior of Light, and Alphino would like nothing more than to oblige him. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Akali, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We were to treat with Sir Emmerich, the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, in Camp Dragon Head. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their director wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Corthus. Mayhap you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to noble use? If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of pen than a thrust of a sword. Blah, blah, blah. So this says... Oh, I'll wait till we talk to Minfilia. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it is a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphino believes your presence may help him secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent. I take it Akali has explained the situation. She has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought, unless I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalthea's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean Alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. I was actually going to explain all this, but the game is apparently going to do so. Friends of Convenience who withdrew from the Alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silvertear. Oh my goodness. Friends of Convenience who withdrew from the Alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silvertear Skies. His mommy dressed him like that. He's just a little boy. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. And they have rejected every one of our former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteneau, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince this guardian to rejoin the Alliance at every opportunity. He's dressed exactly like his twin sister, which is really a mother. A mother really made that happen. That was a mother's choice. I have explained over and over again that that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so. Rather than lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they will come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something to desire, though I have yet to find out what. But as such things is the nature of diplomacy, they will bring their agendas to us to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrivable truths. The Empire will soon be on our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Cramped Dragonhead, Acully. Our old friend, Lord Orchifant, is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further integrated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. I'm just gonna head right to Camp Dragonhead. Oh wait, no. Dragonhead. Boing. And there he is, the man of the hour. Hello, my boy. Oh, Acully, ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Ah, good Master Elphino. An honor, as always. Likewise, Lord Orchifant. Forgive us yet for the another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense! Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fort Tomps may seek the aid of newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is one of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Emmerich arrived in Cap Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey, and desirous to rest by the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forgo such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory, and he will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed with the intercessory forthwith. You will find the entrance to the intercessory outside. It's just around the corner to the right. Speak with the guard station there when you are ready to begin the meeting. I see no reason to keep Sir Emmerich waiting, do you? Let us proceed to the intercessory. It's gonna keep making me say that word that I am pronouncing wrong over and over and over again. We have been expecting you, madam. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
First of all, his voice is liquid sex. Second of all, I think it's hilarious that we met a player cosplaying this man to a T, except for the pants, just earlier in this stream. this NPC that we meet today. I love you, Sir Emmerich.
I'm Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
No, he's wearing pants now. It's an important meeting. He's got them on. No, hold on. It's not his accent. It's the tone of his voice that I'm really constantly digging at all times. It's the smoothness of his voice. It's very good.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service.
This kid's voice? No.
Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations,
man's
yours
voice?
towers over us all.
This man's
Does it
voice?
not?
Good. The little boy's voice? Bad.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long.
Emmerich's voice actor I know is in Xenoblade Chronicles, like for sure. I don't know if he's in Dark Souls though. Zath would know. Zath would ping on that immediately.
What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the Primal Menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats.
His voice.
I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. The territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
Oh no, the chair is clipping through my beautiful tail.
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
You want to see some real imping? Keep an eye on this man. And that man. This man?
What is the meaning of this?
This man too.
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury? All our precautions were for naught?
They gotta protect their little ears. Oh no, my inventory is full. Get out of here. They're gonna make me watch the cutscene again. Hold on. Stop. I did it. Why are they giving me crafting food? What do I do? How do I solve this problem? Just put that there. Two slots is good enough. Recent developments have given Alphino much to consider. Please. I do enjoy Emmerich. and I enjoy his voice. But if you want to see some true imping, you just gotta stay tuned. Just when we start making progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Reverend Tool, of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. He would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Orchefort and find out what he has learned. This is, of all the elves we meet, this man is my favorite. I love him. I love him so much. My sincerest apologies for the interruptions, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Reverend's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. 'Twould be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue an avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Rochefort said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Akali. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea! Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. My men are conducting their own investigation at present. Follow the road south towards Mordona, and you shall find them and the wagon in due time. I have nothing to say to you, Elvino, so bye. I'm gonna ride my peacock and get the fuck out of here. Big boys. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for it. Lord Orchefort bid you speak with us. Then you must be... Oh, beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. The whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier to just steal it, though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire, receiving care in the observatorium, could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. A survivor. That's why you gotta kill them all. Gotta be thorough with your murders. Here? Hello? Oh, it is. There you are. So you've come to ask about the attack, have you? We came upon them before the entrance at the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them as, lost and ill-equipped for a journey further. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek, and then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I don't know what happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere. I looked. I tried to fight, but there was a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't. I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Ah, you've returned, and what news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretics spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Entridonion, Master Elphino? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we can't expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? It all makes sense now. Lord Orshaphon, what was the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Don't you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe would summon a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Orshaphon, you would agree that the discretion is of paramount concern. Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Elphino. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Reverence Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts into the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I am sure you would not miss this for the world. I gotta put on new pants. Woe betide the heretic who crosses Alphino Levier, for they shall feel the full force of his fury. The persistent attacks on our caravan seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind the attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Akali, pray join me in Whitebrim Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Dunadere have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which will help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Daramount should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then, good? Aw, beans, Lord Orshaphon, we're really in it now. Heretics, Dravanians, old familiar enemies. This is something beyond all imagination. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hello, Lord Emmerich. Hello, hello, sir. I'll go back to you in a second. Just so you know, my men have already started to arrive. Captain Ilbred always keeps a few braves at the ready in case of emergencies. By what means do these heretics travel so quickly? We must know, or our every attempt to apprehend them will be doomed to fail. Commander Leveille's assessment is most troubling. If he is correct, Iceheart now poses a threat to Ishgard at large. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the port I received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillamont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, that self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to Whitebrim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it would prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillamont has one in mind. Oh no! How did you do this, Sprightly? Yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Oh. Some still think the heretics do not pose a great threat. The slain House Fortump's knight would surely beg to differ. Twould be foolish to dismiss alternative approaches when contending with such clever foes. I think we can all agree that a formidable foe demands a calculated response. Only the naive place all their hope in success of a single solution, and Lord Drillamont is anything but. It seems as though we are always one step behind our quarry, ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. We have not. The mystery of how a heretic remained undiscovered for so long has much been in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in future. Accordingly, we have conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebrim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, we have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the other heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Trevor in the yard, but have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which would endanger our plans. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Surely he won't notice me on my giant fucking whale. Excuse me. Don't mind me, sir. Just doing a covert operation. The suspected heretic follows the road east. The suspected heretic heads south. Hey! Hey, where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to them. Bloody echo, lower your voice or they'll hear us in White Brim Front. Yes, yes, of course. The Temple Knights are... whatever. In Snowcloak. This is what you bring me? We already know about that. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? I've learned... it feels like nothing. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. That's right. Quests that are red means you are underleveled or you are not the right class. Or you are, yeah, underleveled or not the right class. Right. Are you just starting? There's two reasons why your main story... if you're just starting... no, you did your first dungeon, right? What level is the... quest is 19? Are you... you must not be the right class. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It seems the heretics are aware of our operation and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are the key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans, but that they be rooted out and put to the sword. New shoes. New shoes. No, I don't want to get this. I'm just gonna straight up eat this. The Allied forces at Snowcloak are in danger, and Lord Drillamont would have you assist him in ensuring their safety. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowclake may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durnadari knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once, but knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. If only I know they would take courage from your presence of a storied warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Helone is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Akali. The lives of our allies are at stake. I don't think I know where Boulder Downs is off the top of my head. Oh, down here. Oh. You gotta glamour the chicken on. You can't just wear it. It's level 1. My knights send no word of your coming, Akali. What has happened? What is that in your hand? By the Fury, those were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not been to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with their combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager that they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost at Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. What, that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use the tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Dunadari must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing the knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Lord Rillamont recognizes the situation in Snowcloak is coming to a head and that decisive action must be taken. Time is of the essence, Akali. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn, but all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Emmerich everything we have discovered. Look at everybody. God bless whoever designed this uniform. I'd have frozen half to death if it weren't for this great coat. Sir Emmerich? He's over there. Have words with the men if you must. We shall speak anon. We are at a disadvantage here. We should linger no longer than necessary. Akali, this is a welcome surprise, perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Leveilleur been informed? The braves must be made aware. It must be here. I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? 'Tis but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. Dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl! That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Leveilleur! It is cool. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances of some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Huh, just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Some of the others. We're going in. A moment, Elvino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we entered the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more than a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown so that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many or Popolino will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, madam? It's just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would have never noticed it. Per Sir Emmeric's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even you should encounter sufficient resistance. We cannot leave our post. We have established a defensive perimeter. You need not worry about attack from rear. May the Fury guide and protect you, Akali. Thanks, babe. Instant cues. Instant cues. Thank you. I shall take a sippy. Yeah. But you can change its color. Yes, it can be pink. It can be purple. Man's just taking a lot of damage. But he is taking cooldowns, so who can say? Oh god. man is gonna pull like crazy and cause me to have a very bad time. I'm hoping he doesn't go further than this. Oh, he's not. Okay, good, good, good. I'm really glad he did that gently. Some people pull as much as they can through the entire way, and it's very, very hard to heal when you're just a little baby. They're very good. Goo-boo. So what's happening in this fight is there's these Spriggans that show up. And you want to turn the Spriggans into snowballs. Because eventually he'll do a big AoE attack that cannot be solved unless Spriggans. And you hit him with the snowballs, and he stops the big terrible AoE. The bigger the snowball, the more damage it does. It's true. You think I'm out of that? Oh god, this is gonna suck to heal. Oh, well, if we do it smart. And we pull one dragon at a time. I think I can spin him out of it. Oh, I did. Nice, nice, nice. Those, so the people turn into dragons and then immediately do a really nasty AoE, which is what the other two did, but having 3 in a row is very, very painful. It hurts a lot. And it's hard to heal. Well, everybody fucked up really badly, actually. Bro! My god. I can't stand gunbreakers. Thank you. So what happened was, I've mentioned this before, that every tank class has something that is a It's Fenrir. That was Fenrir. I am taking a sippy. Thank you much. Every class has a or every tank class has a an invulnerability state, and each of them have like a gimmick. Paladins is perfect, but it's like a 7-minute cooldown, I think. But Gunbreakers is that they drop their health to 0, or they drop their health to 1, but they're invulnerable for I think it's like 7 seconds or so, probably 10 seconds. So what happened was he was at low health, and I used my ability to restore him. He was at like the low thousands. I restored him to full health, and then he clicked his benediction button that dropped his health to 1. You can't do that. You're a paladin.
Justice, warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
I did have very specific instructions that said do not let her escape no matter what, and I did in fact allow her to escape. I'm very sorry. Though I did not doubt you would return, I am nonetheless relieved to see my judgment validated. 'Tis a blessing you are still with us. Commander Levier took to pacing in your absence. I would not pace on this. This is solid ice. That took longer than I expected. What news, Akali? So Iceheart is but a pseudonym, not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share credit for it too. 12 be praised, Akali. We may yet turn this situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Urianger have been busy pursuing the archives of House Fortomps, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute, and I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. Ugh. Though not given to small talk, Elfino can think of no better way to pass the time until Minfilia arrives. Antecedent, you come straight from the archives of House Fortomps. I trust your time there proved fruitful. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with dragons, the greatest sin of all according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, a blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I am very much in doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortemps. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that beginning an end to an endless war serves as the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issues with her methods. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I anticipated, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was that not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? They are those who believe that the faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and scriptures only tell us so much. Would that it told us more. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan could succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was a real, living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mugglemug XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mughals' Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Manvilia, they have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetheryte somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of this second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport, as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternative route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on the teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Manvilia looks into our Aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Korthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press their leader, for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. Yu Hase can appraise you of the details. When the task is complete, come find me in the observatorium. Captain Ilbred and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. There you are, colleague. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the Third hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Defiant Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Balls, my ankle's on fire! Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead through Defiant Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they should be hard to find. It's gonna be a bit. Patience. The tracks lead southeast. Oh, just right over there. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast, and Yu Hase? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. I don't get paid enough for this. Wow, he paralyzed me. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice that they had double-backed. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife to the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest, and lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now! How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with her then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where the blood must not be shed. Yet your lands have a thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Akali. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither? What a tangled web, lest you wonder. We came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have yet been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yaguri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yaguri, and one which I will gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, Akali, let us wait for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. Captain Ilberd seemed confident that the merchant would resolve swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. Kind of. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Alphino is eager to hear Ilberd's report on the Ivy. Captain Ilberd, your report if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to this master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Reverence Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep inventory of donations from abroad. the particulars of which he could share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortemps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prying off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider, then, our investigation is known only to a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the Ancient is among Roban's innermost circle, someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, when the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Ul'dah's was ever the most vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa, Lominsa, and Gridania have long-standing armies, forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so for the Flames. Ul'dah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Roban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, they remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed. And given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests and the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nael von Darnus's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Roban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid, and I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest, and the third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned, in the manner like other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of the success in identifying the heretics' arbitrators. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Akali. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only mate that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, we shall remain beyond our reach. Venfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternative route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Novika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Unlike Raban, politics is not my cup of tea. While you and the commander attend the council, I will attend to some business of my own. My thanks for coming, Akali. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the lotus stand. The Alliance leaders await you at the lotus stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Yeah, people are always recruiting. It's like a guild in World of Warcraft.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their prostinations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Laminsons, for instance. Though Admiral Merwip outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swiggling, wooden-legged cutthroats. In the wise, the Gridanians are marked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldans scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Teleji Eteleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that the people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict of Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction, and the advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Akali. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near Adder's Nest, and he will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Corthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. And we will apprehend the Ivy tomorrow, because I am all done here for today. We are exactly at the hour that we need to be, and this all wrapped up so nicely. We will finish patch 2.4 tomorrow, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do Hildebrand or Coils. I think Coils probably. It depends on how long 2.4 goes, so I know, perfectly on time. Thank you so very, very much for being here. If you are looking for more of me and what I do, you can find my YouTube, my Discord, and my Twitter, all of which are linked in my About page, along with everyone who has helped make this stream possible. And yep, that's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy XIV at 5 p.m. EST, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you all have a very lovely evening. Goodbye!